Still waiting for the next installment of Rav Barkley's Shirim on Nefesh HaChaim. So that's why I have
19th of October, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay,
everyone.
Yeah, ready to go. Okay. Oh, wonder of wonders. I marked down where we got up to. Okay, so yes, we basically what we did is that we brought the opinion of Rebbe, and Rebbe says that the din of the Ganav is the same din that there is by the Gazlan in regard to the Yesh Bailim, but we didn't know. The Gemara asks, well, what does that mean? Does that mean that it's like the Gazlan of the Chachamim, that the Bailim is not Mi'aish? Or is it like the Gazlan of Rebbe Shimon, who is Mi'aish? So the Gemara brought a proof from our Mishnah that it's got to be the Gazlan of Rebbe Shimon. And like that, we can gain that the Mishnah will now be going according to Rebbe. In both cases, the Bailim are Mi'ayish. So that would explain our Mishnah, which says there's the Jew that the tax collector and the listing gives it to, he can keep it, even though it wasn't the same one that they took from him, because it goes according to Rebbe. Rebbe says there's Yesh Bailim, so Yesh Bailim that gives the Harei Elu Shelo. But the Gemara says no, we don't have to say that. It's not definitely so. We could say that the Mishnah says what the Mishnah means when it says we're talking about listing. We mean listing Bezuyin, and therefore it goes according to Rabbi Shimon that the Gazlan there is Yeush, and like that, it's got nothing to do with Rebbe, because Rebbe's talking about Ganavim, and the Mishnah is not talking about Ganavim at all. According to this, it's talking about two types of Gazlanim, and it goes according to Reb Shimon. So then, according to that, we've got no idea what Rebbe holds when he says Ganav Kagazlan. Could be like Rebbe Shimon, could be like Rabbanan. We have no idea. Okay, so that's where we're up to. And now we're going to Amar Le Rav Ashi L'Rabba. Amar Le Rav Ashi L'Rabba. Where can this be found? Yeah, it's right above the tough shin, which is the first letters word that you see in the line, which is about 20. No, maybe I'm guessing 17 lines down from the bottom, from the top. There's a Toshma. Go down about 17 lines, you'll see a tough shin, and then you'll see right before that, in the previous line, it says Aleph Lamed Amar Le Rav Ashi L'Rabba. It's like in the middle of the lower lines before the spread.
Which Gemara are we on now? I'm doing some Gemaras.
This is Bava Kama, page 114, B1, right-hand column, the last paragraph on the line, on the page.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Lou. Okay, so Lou, you wanna start for us?
Amar Le Rav Ashi the Rabbah. Rav Ashi said to Rabbah, Tashma, come and learn. Demasne Rebbe, the Rebbe, Shimon, Beret. So Rebbe taught Rebbe Shimon, his son, Lo Devar Sheyesh Bo Acharayus Mamash. It does not mean real property. It does not mean what is this? I'm confused by my its responsibility.
Right.
There's he's not actually responsible for it. My English doesn't say that. I'm not sure. I'm confused by my English. But that seems to be what it means. No, lo devar, there's nothing.
Davar sheyesh bo achrayis mamish, not a davar sheyesh bo achrayis. It's not mamish. It's not really. When, in other words, this is it's a bit of a difficulty over here, because you have to know that that what we're talking about over here is something that we learned in the beginning of the parak. It's the first Mishnah in the parak on Kuf Yud Aleph Amud Beis, that the Mishnah over there used these words that davar sheyesh bo achrayis chayav min l'shalom. We got to go through. We have to go and look at that whole Mishnah again. But in any case, we're talking about what he says over here. This that the Mishnah says davar sheyesh bo achrayis. That if it's a davar sheyesh bo achrayis, so then you got to pay. The Rebbe told his son, "Lo davar sheyesh bo achrayis mamish." It's not a davar sheyesh bo achrayis mamish. What does that mean? Because a davar sheyesh bo achrayis, the common meaning of that means it's referring to real property, because real property is something which has responsibility. Meaning, what does it mean it has responsibility? It means that you, like, let's say you got two people. You got person number one and person number two. So person number one wants to borrow money from person number two. So he gives him a loan. He gives him a loan, 100,000, and he's got a property to secure the loan. So that's property is a davar sheyesh bo achrayis. It's a davar sheyesh bo achrayis. It's responsible to stand to pay off the obligation of the borrower. And so anyway, that's what it means davar sheyesh bo achrayis. And those are the words that the Mishnah used over there. In what I was talking about over there. We're not going to get into the whole thing over there, but Rebbe said it doesn't really mean that in its classic meaning over there. That's what it means. Lo davar sheyesh bo achrayis mamish, not in its real actual meaning, that it's referring to real property over there. Ella, what is it referring to?
Afilu para v'choresh ba. Even a cow with which he plows.
Yeah.
Kamor umechamer acharav. a donkey which he guides from behind.
Yeah.
Chayavin lehachazir mipnei kavod avdihem. They are liable to return because of the honor of their father. English says they refers to the robbers' heirs.
Right. Right. Really, so what it's really referring to is the Mishnah was referring to a case where the father guzzled, and now the stolen article is in the possession of the sons. Or if it's even this actual stolen stolen item is not in the possession of the sons, but the sons have different property, and there's a question: do they need to return it to the nigzal, the one that the father stole from? So Rebbe says if now here he's talking about the actual thing that the father stole. So if the actual thing the father stole was a para or a chamor, that all the neighbors can see. Oh, that's old Bessie. That animal was owned by the Jew across the street, and his father must have stolen it. And now the sons got it after the father passed away. So everybody sees that the father was a Goslin. So in that instance, the sons have an obligation to give back that item, because of the honor of the father, the Goslin, the honor of the Goslin.
Excuse me, what page are you on now?
114b2.
Okay.
Very top of the page.
Very top. The Gemora draws an inference.
Just above that.
Oh.
Okay.
Not the donkey.
That's right.
Now the reason why the Gemora is bringing this Mishnah that we already learned a few blot back is because the Gemora is trying another time to prove what is the view of Rebbe. When Rebbe said in our Gemora that the din of the Ganav is going to be the same din as the Goslin in regard to the Yeush of the Bailim. Does he mean like does he mean that it's going to be like the Rabbanan? It's going to be like Reb Shimon. Is the Bailim going to be Miyayish or not going to be Miyayish? So they're trying to bring a proof from this what Rebbe said over here. And now the Gemara is going to explain what the proof is. But so far, that's what we have. That Rebbe said that on this Mishnah, which was used that expression of Achrayas, Davar Sheyesh Bo Achrayas, not referring to property, but it's referring to a para or a chamor. Afilu para v'chorish bo chamor u'machamer achorov. They're obligated to give it back to the original owner because of the honor of their father. So now, what can we infer from this statement of Rebbe? What does this have to do with what Rebbe said in our Gemara, that a Ganav has the same din as a Goslin in regard to Yeush? So the Gemara is going to go. Okay, so we continue with the Gemara Taima. Oh, unless we have a Rashi. Do we have a Rashi over here? Maybe Rashi filled us in all of this. No, not yet. Doesn't seem like we have any Rashi yet. Okay, so Phil, you want to read Taima?
Okay, let me get to the timer. Timer. Well, that's the reason. Is it the kavod of him? It's because of the honor of his father.
Taima, right?
Halav kavod of him, because if it was not for the honor of his father, lo, it wouldn't be true. Shema Milah, learn from that. So we do have to learn from that. That Rebbe is a Gazlan. Rebbe, it's a robber. The Rebbe Shimon and the Rebbe Shimon come down like the Rebbe Shimon said. Shema Milah, learn from that.
Okay, so over here the Gemara is bringing in proof that from what you see in this statement that the Rebbe said that if it's an ox that you plow with or a hamor that you go after and lead, so then the son's got to give it back. Why do you got to give it back? It's clear who it's clear who owns it, by the way. But the son's got to give it back for what reason? Because the honor of the father, that's the reason why they got to give it back. Can you think of another reason why they got to give it back?
You don't own it.
It belongs to this guy over here, no? It's his. Isn't that the reason why you got to give it back? Why does Rebbe say because of the honor of the father you give it back? So on that, the Gemara says, yeah, that's what Rebbe says. And so we can infer from that at this point, this stolen animal in the possession of the sons, it does not belong to the original owner anymore. Why not?
Yayish.
Because of Yeush. And so therefore we can infer from this Gemara that Shema Mina that Rebbe holds that the din of the Goslin is like Reb Shimon says. That Reb Shimon says from a Goslin the Bailim is Miyayesh. And the Gemara says, Shema Mina. Yes, indeed. We hear that. That is a good proof. Okay. And now we go on from there to V'chein Nechil Shel Divorim. And so too, in regard to the swarm of bees. And we go to Alan to read about the swarm of bees.
Our Mishnah 114a stated, right?
Yes.
Okay. Behind the heel shall the ream. Similarly, should one find a swarm of bees if it is known that the owner has despaired of retrieving them, they are his. The Gemara asks, what is the Mishnah's purpose in adding this clause? Similarly, should one find a swarm of bees? What does it add? What does it add that was not taught in the preceding section? In the case of one who rescues things from a river, troops of bandits, it is known that the owners have despaired of retrieving them, they are his. The Gemora answers, Hochi Mar, what does the Mishnah mean? The shell, the Devorim, the Yan, the Rabbanon, who even a swarm of bees whose acquisition is valid only by rabbinic enactment, or Salkor, the talk, Minor, hey, K1, the Rabbanon, who, the funny way in which I might have thought that to say that since this person who lost a swarm owns it merely under rabbinic law, philo the Name, even if his intent is not known, may assume that he has despaired. The Mishnah therefore informs us that even in this situation, in a shoe, and if it is known that the owner despaired, yes, the person who found the bees acquires them. But if it's not known that he despaired, the finder does not acquire them.
Right. Okay, actually, I think yeah, we do have some Rashis over here now, and it looks like we even had the first two were from the previous sugya, but yeah, the Kai Milan. I just didn't know where that was. I didn't see where the Kai Milan was, but I see right after it says Halav Mipnei Kvod Avihem Lo, which belonged to the previous Gemora with Rebbe. So maybe before we continue with the bees, we'll go back to Rebbe and the father who was the Goslin. So the first Rashi on the page, the Kaim Alon. Still looking for where actually it says this in the Gemara. Kaim Alon, I don't see it. Okay, well, in any case, so let's just see what it is that Rashi's, must be Rashi's got a different girsa in our Gemara. Okay, so Phil, would you like to read?
We kind of read that. I don't know why, but the comment that was the Ganav, because the Ganav is like a Goslin. The thief is like a robber. Kadama says Rebbe says Kigazlan. He says it's like a robber. Reb Shimon says,
yeah, I see it.
The local Goslin, not like a Goslin, the Rabbanon, the locali, which doesn't acquire it. We definitely did do that. I don't know where we got that, but we definitely did that.
Yeah, now I see where the words are in the Gemara. The first two words on the page. Kaim Alon.
Right. Okay.
Kaim Alon Kigazlin L'Reb Shimon.
Right.
Kama the Ha Ganav Kagazlan the Kama Rebbe Kagazlan the Reb Shimon Kama the Kani Lo Kagazlan the Rabbanon the Lo Kani. Okay.
Hovey lay may cover the vihem low. That if it's not according to it wouldn't be according to the honor of his father. No, it wouldn't be. Alma, we see Goslin. It's a bandit, a robber, Rebbe, that according to Rebbe, Kane does acquire it, and to Rebbe Shimon, Omar Ganav Kazla, that a thief is like a robber. Alma, we see in both cases, Travehu, Kada, he'd acquire it either way. So it's like all a call. According to Rebbe and Rebbe Shimon, both cases they would acquire it.
Yeah, we knew that Rebbe said that a Ganav is like a Goslin. We knew that he equated the Ganav with the Goslin. What we did not know, what we were trying to prove was, but the question, what is the din of the Goslin himself? We didn't know whether Rebbe held that the Bailim is Miyayish in the case of having been gazled from, or is he not Miyayish when he's gazled from? So we see from the case of what Rebbe told his son in regard to the counting animal that he holds, that a goslin is there's Yeush by the goslin. So then if he says that Ganav is like Goslin, so he'll say that Ganav also there's Yesh by Ganav, just like there is by Goslin. That was the proof now. Okay. And now we go to the next couple of Rashis. Lou, you want to read?
Sure. Where am I reading?
From Dibra Maskil Mai, it's the last word in the third line from the top of the Rashis.
Excuse me, it's Alan. I have physical therapy right now, a surprise visit, so you have to excuse me. Okay.
Oh, okay, Alan.
Before Shalem,
Have a great day. Atzlacha Rabbah.
Okay.
and I'll see you at 10:04.
Okay.
My v'chein. What is this? Petita dekane biyur biyeush the mashina my shna nachil maxos. I don't know what the tita is.
Shita.
Oh, Bashita.
Shita.
According to the understanding, Dekane that he acquires through Yeush. What is the difference? I'm not sure what the Nachal is.
Nachil is the swarm of bees.
Oh, the swarm. What is it? What is the difference whether it's a swarm of bees or the other example, which was I guess the donkey and the cow?
Ksus. The garment that the Mishnah, the second din of our Mishnah said that when the listim takes the ksus from Jew number 1 and he gives him back a ksus from Jew number 2.
Right.
So we said in that case, the Mishnah says Harei Elu Shalom, and so therefore we see that when it comes to listing, we say that there is the Bailim is Miyayish. The Bailim is Miyayish. One second. But according to that, see what the Gemara is asking over here when the is because the Gemara is quoting the words of the Mishnah. The Mishnah said "B'chein," and similarly, in other words, they'll have the same din. Nechil shel divarim, a swarm of bees will also have the same din. On that, the Gemara asks, "My b'chein." What's this business that the Mishnah is saying? And similarly, in the case of the swarm of bees, and Rashi's explaining what's the Gemara's question really? What's the Gemara's problem? Gemara's got problems. Rashi says what the problem the Gemara has is that it's pshita, it's obvious and self-understood. Dekani b'yeush, that in the case of the bees. There'll be there's a kinyan because in the case of Yeush. The Maishna Nechil Miksus. Why should there be any difference between a swarm of bees and a ksus and a garment? Just like there was Yeush from the ksus, there'll be Yeush from the Nechil, from the swarm of bees. Doesn't matter this item, that item, the other item. Why does the Gemara need to tell us this din about the swarm of bees altogether? Because we could, if you want to do that, we could add, and also if they stole a cat, and also if they stole a dog, and also if they stole a horse. We don't need all these cases. Oh, so now the Gemara answers this question. And is going to tell us, but there is a chiddush in this din with the swarm of bees. What's the chiddush? Gemara said because the ownership that a owner has in a swarm of bees is only a kinyan d'Rabbanan. And so Rashi is going to explain what's going on with that. Phil, you want to read Kinyan D'Rabbanan who?
Kinyan D'Rabbanan. The Kinyan is a rabbinic thing. The Ein Khan Gezel, because there's no robbery here. Ella Reb Darche Shalom, because it's the matter, the ways of peace. The Hafkid Minena, you should learn out from it. The Tanya, and it was taught in Chulin. Yavani Shoech, a dovecoat. The Yavani Alea, and there are doves on top of it. Ein behem shum gezel. There's no gezel on that. El mipnei darchei hashalom, the ways of peace. So there's something going on in between doves and where you take the doves from. If it's above the dove coat, it's not considered stiff from the dove coat. If they're above it, why? What this got to do with any or connection of the bees? I don't know.
Okay, so let's explain. When the Gemara says that the level of kinyan that the owner of these bees has, and those bees is a kinyan d'Rabbanan, what's the significance of that? The significance of that is that if you tell me that he has a kinyan d'Rabbanan, you mean to apply that midaraisa. What type of kinyan does he got? Nothing. He's got no kinyan at all, midaraisa. Meaning to say that midaraisa, the Torah says that these bees are not owned by this guy. They're hefker. And if so then if somebody finds them, so what would be the din midaraisa?
Finders, keepers, losers, weepers.
Because it doesn't belong to anybody. Right? The goyim say that even if it does belong to somebody, but we don't say that. We say you got to give it back. But if it's not owned by anybody, so you can keep it.
Actually,
But
that's not always true about the goyim.
well, that's what they say. It's their saying.
Uh-huh.
We don't have a saying like that. So, but yeah, of course, sure, of course, there'll be exceptions to the rule, right? Of course, a goy can decide, this doesn't really belong to me. I should find out who owns it, right? Of course, if he wants to use his seichel and his the honesty, of course he could do that. Of course, and I'm sure that there are those who do, of course. Okay. But but the Rabbanan came in over here and they said, we don't like this situation. That really midaraisa, the Torah does not regard this person to be the owner of these bees. We don't like that. Why? Shalom. It's not a good formula for shalom between Jews, because the guy that takes care of him and keeps them, he regards them as his. And if they get lost and somebody's going to keep them, he's going to get into a fracas with that guy who took them from him. So we don't want that. So what did we do? We gave a kinyan to the one who keeps the bees. He's got what's called a kinyan d'Rabbanan. Now, what's the din of? So that's ein kan gezel ella mipnei darkei shalom. So therefore it comes out that accordingly, if he's got a kinyan d'Rabbanan, so somebody who takes them from him, steals them, he's a gazlan d'Rabbanan. Ein kan gezel ella mipnei darkei shalom. It's only regarded as gezel because of darkei shalom. So hefker ninu, because really they are hefker. They're ownerless. They're not midaraisa. They're not able to be owned. Oh, and then you want to know, what does it have to do with doves in a dove coop? Because the Gemora over there in Chulin, it says Yone Shovach v'Yone Aliyah ein behem mishum gezel. Also, a person that keeps yonim and in a pigeon coop, the yone aliyah, some other place that they keep them, ein behem mishum gezel. There's no midaraisa isser of gezel on them because they're not capable of being owned. Elam ibnei darkei shalom, but because of darkei shalom, so then it is going to be forbidden to take them. So now, how does this answer the Gemora when the Gemora says, "What's the bechein?" And Rashi said, "Oh, that's pshita." The Gemora was asking, "It's pshita." So the Gemora, that's pshita the same din of the swarm of bees should be like the din of the garments. The Gemara answers no, because there's a big difference. There is a big difference between the garment and the bees. What did the Gemara say over here? Oh, did we read this? We did read it. In other words, the Mishnah is telling us a chiddush. Afilu nechil shel diborim, the kinyan d'Rabbanan, even in the case of bees, where the kinyan of the owner is only midrabbanan, And if you'll ask, why is the Kenyan only B'drabanan? That's a good question, but we're not going to get into it right now in the last 30 seconds over here. But so what might you have thought? So you might have thought to say, hi, these bees over here came into Midrabanan Ba'amahu, since the owner really owns them only because of Darkei Shalom that the Rabbanan said, so then Afilu Stama Nami Me'ayish. We would say, even in a case where we do not know that he has, in fact, given up on, despaired from finding them, also will impute a Yeush. We could say that he was Me'ayish, and therefore we could say that they belong to the one who found them. That's what we might have thought to say. On that, the Gemora says, no, that's the Kiddush that the Mishnah is telling you, Kamash Malan, that the Mishnah comes to tell you, our Mishnah, only if you know that the owner was Mi'ayish, then you could keep them. But if you do not know that he was Mi'ayish, no, it's going to have the same exact din as the garments. You won't be able to keep it unless you know that he was Mi'ayish. Okay. Shkoyach.
Take care. Shabbat shalom. Be well.
Have a great Shabbos. Phil. All the best.
Take care.
Shem Yishmor. We'll see you on Yom Rishon. Bez Hashem. Bye, Lou. Oh, Lou.
Yes.
Are you going to be there this afternoon? I just thought I have that safer. You wanted to buy the safer?
Yes. You can be in my neighborhood?
So I'll be coming over to you because it's really you need it for Parshas Bereshis and Parshas Noah.
Okay.
Just reminded me of your your address.
So who
39?
39, yeah. Down one half flight down.
39 Bloy. Okay, and I'll come through the side door over there. Okay.
Right. What time do you think you'll be here approximately?
I'm talking about between 3 o'clock, 10 to 3, something like that.
Perfect.
Okay. I don't nobody else expressed an interest, so if they want to look at your safer, they can see it. Otherwise, I'll just bring one and be I think that's what I'll do. Okay.
All right, that sounds good. I'll let anybody who wants to see it.
Yeah. I'll mention it again if somebody wants to take a look that you have it. Okay. Very good. That's Shikoyach.
All right, I might take a nap. So if you knock on the door and ring the bell persistently, you'll get me up.
Okay, that's what I should do. Okay.
Yeah,
Very good.
In case I lay down, then just don't give up on me. I will definitely be here. I'm not going to go anywhere.
Okay, very good. It's 90 shekel.
Okay, no problem.
Okay,
All right,
very
thank
good.
you, Rabbi. Have a good day.
Okay, all the best. See you later.
Okay, bye-bye.